In this video, I'm going to explain why I bought a Lexus LS400 and possibly why you should too, and then explain why I bought the particular example that I did. The overarching reason for buying a Lexus LS400 is that, frankly, I'm a sucker for luxury saloons anyway. I've had various luxury cars, sort of Mercedes S-Class, BMW 7 Series, even actually a Lexus LS600 HL in the past, and as I get older, well, frankly, I appreciate the qualities of a luxury saloon more and more, so the smooth ride and the quietness. Lexus, it launched the entire brand. Today, you could pitch a Lexus against any of its contemporary peers, and it'll stand true against any of them. 30 years ago, Lexus came from nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and the brand journey started with the LS400. It upset the establishment, and we Brits in particular like a good underdog. The thought that a Japanese car could take on the might of Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Jaguar, and even Bentley was absolutely, well, frankly, it was unthinkable. And the LS400 did just that. It also raised the bar. Perhaps the Germans, Jaguar and Bentley, had become a little complacent. Effectively, they had the entire luxury car market to themselves, and their models were very much about evolution rather than revolution. And the LS400 zoomed straight into the middle of the pack and really upset the equilibrium. It sent shockwaves through those manufacturers and forced them to really improve what they were doing and push the boundaries. And I think that competition has paid dividends for the entire market. You can't help but respect Toyota's unwavering focus on the task at hand. The board put unlimited amounts of resource and time into the project. 2,300 technicians and 1,400 engineers just focused on making this the best car in the world at the time. They spent $1 billion on the project, produced over 400 prototype vehicles, and did more than 4 million test kilometers in the process. We can't go into reasons to buy an LS400 without talking about reliability. Most people will know that Matt Farah's 1996 LS400 has covered more than 1 million miles on the original engine without the engine even being opened up, on the original transmission, albeit that had been rebuilt. But many of these cars have done more than 250,000 miles, continue to give reliable, hassle-free service, and I think it's one of the main reasons why people are attracted to the LS400. So why now? Why have I bought an LS400 now? The model was launched in the UK more than 30 years ago. I've had ample opportunity to buy one before now and not done so. It's actually a pretty good question and one I can't quite answer. Whilst I've respected the car hugely, I've never really been a Japanese car fan. Usually stuck to German and Italian manufacturers, and perhaps maybe 5 years ago I started to appreciate Japanese cars more and more, and started to get turned towards the LS400. didn't do a great deal of research into this particular example. I suppose three of the key things that led me to buy it. Number one, it was there. Two, it was very good value for money, I thought. Thirdly, probably most importantly, I felt I could improve it. I felt like I could do something with it. It was a car worth doing something with, worth improving. It only had two previous owners. The last had owned the car for 20 years. And at 200, nearly 200,000 miles, I felt that it needed a good home. And somebody who was going to spend a bit of time on the car, put a bit of effort, a bit of elbow grease into it, rather than just squeeze the last life out of the car and run it on a shoestring, or sadly even break the engine for break the car for the engine. So that's why I've bought an LS400, and the particular example that I have. The only thing left to do now is go and embark on the long journey down to collect the car. Hope that it's pretty much as I expect, and then drive the car home. Hopefully it will make it home and we don't have any major dramas, and then I can start to really assess and get under the skin of the car and hopefully enjoy it. So wish me luck.